Welcome back, Conscious Lamb here with another self-help video. Today we're going to be talking about Lane's melting pot. This is a title I'm going to stick with for now. It's kind of flexible, but I recently shot a video with a good friend of mine and a motivator himself, and in this video, which is coming soon, being edited as we speak. In this video, we really talked about being honest with yourself, and this is something I feel I've tried to practice for a couple years now. And everybody has self-deception, self-bias. It's hard to really see what you're doing wrong. You have to have a lot of honesty, a lot of awareness around the situations and perspective. So it's not a super typical thing to carry this awareness. Nonetheless. I'm being honest with myself, but I'm also struggling right now, I feel like I've been having some recent breakthrough, but overall, the last couple months I've been struggling, so I went through some financial loss, some personal issues have been coming upon me, and it's been hard for me to be honest completely. But today, I want to talk about this melting pot because I feel like there's a melting pot in my life, and I think that it could bring a lot of perspective to other people to look at it in this manner. So, check out my notes real quick. I really wanted so I'm being, if I'm trying to be honest about myself, right? I'm really talking about Lane's melting pot, okay? So what I got going on, the cause and effect, how my future is playing out based on what's going on in my life right now, okay? So I have this energy building in my chest, I'll say. If I'm gonna put it somewhere in my body, I feel it in my chest when I feel it, and it's not good, it's not healthy, I know that, so I need to do something about it. I've been aware of it, and now it's time to start taking more action on it, right? And this is kind of my action step because I've been struggling with it. You guys have to understand that I do not get a lot of feedback, I do not get a lot of conversation in my life. I feel like I live like, I talked about some of my personal neuroses in the past, right? So I have these tendencies to need people to reach out to me because, I feel like I don't get the same energy back with most of the people in my life. So if I'm not getting that, if you're not reaching out to me, I will stop reaching out to you, and then that, so I get a lot of silence. And in that video I talk about it's easy to blame your externals, but I'm being honest with myself. That's something that's unhealthy, and it leads to me not getting a lot of conversation about things, childhood things, current things. These are different people in my life. I feel like everybody in my life has conflict with everybody else, and everybody thinks that I'm on somebody else's side, but really I'm right in the middle, trying to be aware and trying to be like, unbiased to people's perspective, because everybody's entitled to their own perspective. Everybody has their own side. There's three sides to every story. There's the two perspectives, and then there's the truth that's in the middle somewhere usually. So I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to take the high road a lot of times, but it's building a pressure in my chest. It's making me angry. It's not good. So I need to, so I'm expressing it today. This is my channel. I'm gonna express myself, and this is also a good example for, I've been into self-help for about 5-6 years now. So I've been able to see my shit and work through it, and I'm seeing new shit, and this is me trying to work through it, and it's good for you guys to see that too, because I don't want you guys to think I got all the answers and stuff. This is just me being honest and just keeping it real on the camera. So take it as you may. It is what it is. So some of these, so this pressure in my chest, I think a lot of it is anger. I think I have a lot of anger towards a lot of people. And like I said, that, in terms of my family dynamics, people do not see eye to eye. It doesn't matter what relationship I'm looking at, they're not seeing eye to eye with somebody else. So the conversation's not there. So when I need to conversate, sometimes with two groups of people, those conversations aren't there. And I get angry about that. I get angry about it because I feel like then nothing's getting done. Nobody really cares. And I ultimately, it leads to loneliness. This is another one of my neuroses. you know. And I know loneliness comes a lot with the lifestyle that I'm choosing to have, and you know, if you really choose to stay dedicated to your cause and be focused and stuff, like, you're not gonna be able to run with a lot of people that you once did, you know. So I understand that this loneliness is a byproduct of something else that I got going on, and I'm willing to accept that. But still, you know, when I can't get certain people to talk to me, or two groups of people to talk at all, or see eye to eye at least, you know, it makes it hard for me to have relief in that, you know. So I have a lot of pent up rage. I feel like there's a lot of untalked about conversations that need to be had that just haven't been. It also leads to trust issues. I have a lot of trust issues, and I see it in every relationship in my life. You know, that's just something, me being honest. I just have trust issues with everything. I'm counting the ATM money that they give me back. I'm counting it. Fuck it. I lost $20 like that one time, man. Fuck you right back. And recently, I think I've been going through a cycle of nihilism, which basically is like, everything's meaningless, essentially. You know, I feel stuck in a lot of ways. I feel like I don't have a lot of movability. I feel like I take the high road because that's a conscious thing to do a lot, which leaves, and I don't get to express that. So I just have a lot of pent up issues, and I don't think I have a lot of flexibility with it, which leads to my nihilism, you know. And I also, you guys know, I've been pushing myself to find a relationship with God, whoever, whatever that may be, you know, just truly being an unbiased seeker and just having open arms, trying to have an open mind about, you know, whatever it is. So with all that being said, I'm in a difficult spot. No, I don't get to talk about it. I can't express it. I have conversations that need to be had, you know, but I'm trying to deconstruct my childhood traumas, my fucking programming, the way that I was, you know, constructed, essentially, my ego construction. You know, I've just been trying to be aware of the ego. And when you're trying to be aware of the ego, you got to talk about things sometimes. I cannot have these conversations. It's terrible. I need, you know, it's leading me to have a lack of knowledge because I don't have a lot of feedback. And, you know, it's not always easy. If you don't have awareness of your own issues, you're not going to see those issues occur in your life. If you're getting feedback, you can at least hear something and be like, maybe that's something I should weigh. That's a little bit of awareness right there, because when you weigh it and you see it, that's growth. And I feel like it's holding me back from growing. I don't have a lot of civil ground. Like, people can't swallow their own egos. It's rough. So yeah, that's kind of Lane's melting pot, and that's just me being honest with myself and some of the things I deal with, you know. So loneliness, trust issues, some nihilism. At times, I'm not always like this. I still stay motivated. I still, you know, I wake up every day and I hold myself down. I take care of my children, and, you know, I handle my business. But my morale has not always been good because I feel away. Anyway, I got pent up animosity because I cannot express myself to the people in my life. Like, I feel like there's one or two people that I could just fully express myself, like, because I don't try to be a dick or anything. It's just honest, like, conversation. Like, I will have the hard conversations, and, you know, sometimes I have ego about it, and I gotta work through those things too. But most of the people in my life cannot have those conversations whatsoever. It's leaving me pissed off at times. It's not good to suppress that. I'm not trying to suppress my shadow at all. I'm trying to, I chase my shadow. I try to work through my shadow more than most people, you know, and that's another thing I wanted to hit on, you know. So I'm really changing the vices in my life, you know. You guys know the social media, that's a vice in my life. Smoking weed, a vice in my life. You know, these are things that I'm addressing now that are, and I'm taking it a step farther, especially going into the new year. I'm implicating new steps to take up the time of my old vices. You understand? That's where people, when they try to make a change in their life, they're not able to make the change because they don't replace it with something productive. And I haven't done that a whole lot just because I wasn't as financially free as I am right now. I wasn't schedulally free as I am right now. You know, so now that I'm there, I'm making the steps to get off the plateau, because like I said earlier, I've been in the self-help game for 5-6 years now. Spiritual journey, whatever, my spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, whatever label you want to slap on it, 5 or 6 years. And life is a marathon. There's plateaus, which I feel like I've been on a plateau. I've been saying it for the last 8 months. I feel like plateau. Okay, I'm finally making these new steps. I'm implicating new techniques in my life, and I'm just really pushing my consciousness and trying to work on those traumas and just, all the little neuroses, because I feel like I've worked through so much of my shit. I feel like I'm at such a better point in my life, but I still see, because I got enough awareness in my day-to-day life. I live in the moment just enough to see these neuroses in my life still. And I'm going to continue to pursue to correct that, because that dedication is what's going to get me to my dreams, and that is what's going to be truly satisfying. I'm not at a great place in my life. I'm not complaining. I'm holding myself accountable, because there's shit that I do that holds me back. And these neuroses and these trust issues and shit, this is stuff that's holding me back, and I refuse to let that weigh me down and ultimately hold me back from my dreams. Fuck that. So, yeah. Let me see. That's Lane's melting pot, man. So I'm gonna have new focus, my new vices that I'm gonna call them. I'm replacing my bad vices with positive ones. These are my new vices. I'm gonna continue to stay dedicated to my cause. This life is ultimately a hero's journey, and you got to put yourself in the number one spot. You got to face that demon. You got to face that dragon, and you got to do it. I'm going full board. 2023. I'm going full board. I'm eliminating distractions, eliminating people out of my life. If we can't have the conversations, I can't associate with you. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes that's the answer. If you can't get your answer, sometimes that's the answer. So I'm starting to stand on my own too more. I've always felt like I needed people to survive, and I felt like a lack of that, and that led to a lot of the issues I have today. But as I stand here as a man, I'm standing on my own 2 feet more, and it's been a trying process itself. Yeah, and I'm gonna work on my positive relationships, because I feel like I got one dude I came across this year, really, maybe the last 5-6 months or something. Good influence, good productive conversation, pushes me mentally, and it's just that's somebody I could put on my team. Somebody else on my team just graduated from college like yesterday or 2 days ago was the ceremony. Big salute. I'm getting people on my team, and I'm gonna continue to build this team, because everybody eats. I truly believe that, the way I am building my life and the burn I got in my heart, that I will make it. I'm not even going to say what making it is for me, because I don't know yet. But I do know that I'm going in the right direction. I got a good head on my shoulders. I might have a tough situation, but that's just not going to hold me back anymore. I'm holding myself accountable, and we'll just figure out the rest. This is Conscious Lamb. Check me out on YouTube, consciouslam.com. For life coaching inquiries, free services while it lasts. I'll be graduating school this year, early next year, so get it while it's free, because it's not gonna be free forever. I promise you that. Love y'all. Subscribe, like. All right.